Imagine a world where every single person spoke the same language and shared the exact same dreams. This was the world many years after Noah and the Great Flood, where people understood one another perfectly. They worked together, played together, and everything seemed peaceful as they spread across the wide green land. But soon, a shadow of pride began to grow in their hearts as they forgot God's plan for them. A leader named Nimrod gathered the people and proposed a plan that would change their history forever. He told them they should stop spreading out and instead build a city with a tower reaching the heavens. They didn't want to honor God. They wanted to make their own names famous across the entire earth. The higher they planned to build, the more they believed they didn't need anyone but themselves. The sound of hammers and the heat of brick kilns filled the air as the massive construction began. Huge stones were lifted by massive cranes as the tower grew higher and higher, piercing through the clouds. The builders looked down at the world below, feeling like giants who were finally touching the very gates of heaven. They cheered and shouted, convinced that nothing in the universe could stop their great work from being completed. High above the clouds, God watched the people with a heart full of both love and deep sadness. He saw their incredible teamwork, but he also saw that their hearts were poisoned by their own pride. They had forgotten that true greatness comes from trusting him, not from building tall structures of stone and clay. To save them from their own arrogance, God decided to confuse their speech and scatter them across the globe. The next morning, the builders woke up to a world where words no longer made any sense to them. When a worker asked for a hammer, his partner heard strange sounds and handed him a bucket of water instead. Arguments broke out as families tried to talk, but no one could understand the person standing right next to them. The great project ground to a halt because a city cannot be built when communication has completely disappeared. The massive tower, once a symbol of human pride, now stood silent and unfinished against the desert sky. Groups who spoke the same language gathered their things and began traveling toward the mountains, forests, and seas. The city became known as Babel, a name that would forever remind the world of how God confused their speech. Though they were separated, God's original plan for people to fill the entire earth was finally being fulfilled. Today, our world is filled with thousands of beautiful languages and diverse cultures from every corner of the globe. God loves every nation and every family, and he wants us to use our talents to bring him glory. When we become prideful and think we don't need God, we lose sight of our true purpose in life. Our greatest goal is not to make ourselves famous, but to stay humble and trust in his perfect plan. By honoring God in everything we do, we find a strength that no tower could ever reach.